Welcome to the podcast. I am your host, Camry, and we have with us Tierra Nielsen. We're so excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here.
Give us a little bit of information about you and your platform, your business.
Awesome. I have a background in real estate investing, so I buy and sell homes. I do home staging, and now I have a home fragrance collection, and it's called KT Luxe Design. So I have candles, soon to be room sprays, and all sorts of products coming soon. So they're available in retail stores and online. So
fun.
Very fun. I love it.
Out of all of the different styles of art, florals, landscapes, why Christian art?
I think having Christian art is important in the home because it gives us something bigger than ourselves. It gives us hope. It gives us a foundation. I think sometimes when we go through a lot of trials in life, being able to just have that remembrance that there's somebody there for us and we're never alone. I think that's an important thing to have in your home for your kids and your family to remember. You have someone that's looking out for you and loves you. And that's honestly the only thing that's gotten me through hard times in my life. I have a son that has a chronic kidney condition. And I remember one time in the hospital with him, I was reading a scripture out of the Bible that said, advocate, I'm your advocate with the Father. And I remember being there with him, like, my husband's like, come home, you need to sleep. Like, you've been there all day, you're exhausted. And I'm like, but I'm his advocate. We almost lost him last Easter. And it was such a moment, like to almost lose a child rocked me to the core. And all I could go back to is that faith in something bigger than me. And I think having Christian art in your home is that constant reminder that you have someone's there for you. You are doing okay. Yeah. You've got someone to lean on. And if, I got a little taste of what it felt like to be an advocate for Jordan, but he's our advocate with the Father. Like, Christ is everything to me. Yeah. So I just think, why not have that in your home? You need it because we're all going to go through trials. I mean, none of us get a hall pass like, hey, can I get the easy, can I get the easy road? No, it's not going to happen. If we don't go through something, a family member does, a child does, and just to have that Christian-based art in your home is just, I feel like it keeps it like grounded in greater purpose.
Yes.
And we need that.
And sometimes it takes those trials to like build that relationship with him too, which isn't always fun to have to go through a trial to like strengthen the relationship with him. Who is your favorite artist?
Oh, it is so easy for me to say this. James Christensen. So I was a nanny when I was a teenager, and the lady who's my best friend now and godmother to my daughter, she had this picture of the widow's mite in her home. And I used to walk by it, and that's when I kind of got introduced to him and fell in love with his work. And I love hidden meanings. I love almost fantasy, fairy tale-like. I love checkerboard floor. I put it in most of my homes when I remodel because checkerboard means opposition. Mm-hmm. So it's good and evil and like pleasure and pain and how we have to go through the hard to get to the good. So I love that in his paintings there's always something to like learn. My very first piece that I purchased though was sometimes the Spirit touches us through our weaknesses, because I just related to the hunt. He had this hump on his back, and this little angel being is pointing at it, and how we are fixed through our imperfections. I give unto men weaknesses that they'll become their strengths. And so that one was my first that I actually purchased for myself. And then I've since collected. I actually have met James in person. Okay. We were at an event together, and the funny thing that he told me is just one more. Buy just one more piece. And so I was like, okay. So I just have kind of collected him over 25 years, and yeah, I still have a few I'm eyeing that I want to get. I've never got the one Hold to the Rod, where it's this little guy and he's like holding on to all this stuff and he's just looking up. And I can relate to that because as a mom, we have so much to do. We have the biggest to-do list, and feels like everything is very important. even serving, in our community or serving, extended family or each child individually can need a lot from you, to where setting that time where you're just working on your relationship with God can get very tricky because there's a lot of good things you're doing. And so it's like hard for him because he's holding all these things, but he's like, wait, but I need to be doing that.
Yes.
So, and I feel like that as a mom a lot in my life. So
I love that.
I need to get that one. It's on my list.
Yes. That also reminds me of The Responsible Woman. I love that piece because it is a woman that's holding all of these responsibilities, and we just do so much as moms, and I just love, like, really the meaning behind that piece.
Fun story. I have a friend that studied art with James Christensen, and she was the model for that piece.
That is so
she
cool.
actually has this beautiful strawberry blonde reddish hair, just like the woman in the painting, and she was his model for that. So it's a special meaning to me because I know the woman.
Yes.
I know the real life responsible woman. She's a dear friend.
Oh my goodness, that's great. How do you keep your home Christ-centered while balancing all the responsibilities of motherhood?
Oh, I love that question. Okay, so being a home stager and decorating homes, you have to decorate in layers. Obviously owning a home fragrance line, I love this, all the senses, like your smell, the touch of the sofa, and then your visuals of art. Art actually increases the value of your property. When people tour a home, when I'm like selling a home and making money, people will it adds immediate value because people understand. I mean, art is in some of the most beautiful buildings in the world. It is respected, it's loved, and so when you have it hanging in your home in different places, it just increases the value of your home because it's just more. It elevates the whole space. The other thing I love about art in the home is it sets the mood, it sets the tone. I feel like it's like a house of order, like having things clean and then having things nice. It just sets a presence. Another thing I love is it helps people like communicate and it's conversation starters.
Oh, for
Especially
sure.
some of my unique pieces, people will be like, what is that?
Yeah.
And then you start talking about it. So it's just kind of like art just adds this layer that I think you have to have.
Yeah.
And even if you start your collection, I have a cute book from Havenlight that's just a coffee table book that you can get for $15 on the website. Or start with prints and then eventually get into like numbered prints or special editions. Your art holds value. And a lot of times we have a lot of liabilities, not assets in our home. And it's good to have. A lot of my art collection is now worth quite a bit. I actually had James, the 10 lepers, numbered.
Yeah.
You guys, I had it. And
so good.
I was a newlywed and I had little kids. And we needed the money. And we sold it. And we made money. And we did what we needed to do. But you guys, I regret it. I regret it because now I'm like, I think to get that again is like, it's like it costs as much as my baby grand piano, I think. So I'm like, shoot, I had that.
Yeah.
But art kind of holds its value. And the best advice I've ever been given with art is my very first piece. I was in my mind, since, we all decorate our home.
Yeah.
I was thinking, okay, I'm going to match my sofas and my house. And the guy that was helping me said, no, you need to frame the art. I am so grateful for that advice. I have framed each piece for the piece. So if it has like a white exterior, it goes into this beautiful white frame. Or if it has like little gold, there's sometimes James will put like this little gold detail in a embroidery of someone's outfit, and I'll like repeat that in the frame. Like here at Haven, you can get a ton of framing options. And so you can really, it almost extends the art piece, but then anywhere you hang it, it looks good. And after owning 13 homes and selling them, my art looks good in every house because it's based on waiting for the tide or based on touching the hem of God or whatever. Or I like the new gallery wrap that you guys are doing. I know a little more simplified framing is in style. And sometimes I like that too because my newest piece from Havenlight is Peace Be Still. And I did the kind of more simple frame. And I love it because you really just focus on Christ walking on the water.
Yes.
There's not a lot
I love
to
that piece.
take away. So that's something to think about when you're framing your piece too, is how busy or how not busy you need it. Because some it's kind of adds this character and some it takes away from the piece.
Yes.
So I loved that I went simple with that. Is that your gallery wrap frame or floating frame?
Gallery wrap frame. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it looks really pretty and it just doesn't take away from the image. So.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you were saying that the art in your home tells a story. I think that we get to, you know, as mothers, get to pick what type of art is on our home and what kind of conversation that sparks.
Yes.
With our family, with our children, friends. Have you ever had an experience where you've had a piece of art on your wall and it's just really brought like a deep conversation? Or
Yeah, people really like, I have a piece called The Rich Young Ruler, and he's kind of contemplating, Christ is in the background walking by, he's very subtle, and he's just contemplating leaving all of his earthly possessions to follow Christ. And I feel that I've gotten more comments about that just because it's like this little subtle, like I think we all kind of struggle with, we have to work and we have to succeed and get things done, but it's a balance of keeping our foundation and, you know, God in our life. Like, can't take him out of the equation. He is the equation.
Yes.
So I've had some questions about that.
What is one of your favorite pieces that you don't have yet that you would like to
I know. Well, and James told me one more.
Yep.
So I'm always like, I got to get one more. I have almost purchased a few times Sleeper in Lost Dreams.
Oh, I love that piece. There is a quote on that piece that says, "We are, each of us, angels with only one wing, and we can only fly embracing each other." And I just think that is, like, relates so much to motherhood because we can't be moms alone. It takes a village. It takes leaning on Christ. It takes a lot to be a mom and hold all of the responsibilities. And
women need women.
Yeah.
And I know that that's hard sometimes because women are the hardest on other women. Women compete with other women. Sometimes women, it's a hard deal, but we really do need each other. Our emotional connection and someone to lean on, I feel like my women friends have taught me a lot of things. They've supported me through things. There's a nurturing side that maybe we can't quite get from our spouse or maybe a family member that our women mother friends kind of get.
For sure.
So, and I always tell people, women supporting women is an action, not a saying.
Yeah.
Getting on their accounts, going and ordering from their business, showing up for their event, making a comment, liking their stuff. Like, it's not just waiting on the sideline, like women supporting women. It's an action. Like
be engaged
really
with
doing
who you're
it.
supporting.
Yeah, and I try really hard to support women businesses. Like if someone's linked something or if I've seen something, I try to go back and like use their code or help that person or show up for their thing. And I just love that because I feel like it gets reciprocated back in my life. I have a lot of really great supportive friends that have shown up for me too. Like I don't even think we understand that women supporting women, we probably have angels. Women angels supporting us. Like there's times like my his mom's passed away and there's just little times with my daughter. I have one girl and she's turning 16. There's just little moments in London's life that I'm like, her grandma Betty is here. I just know she is. So we can't see all the support. So women supporting women, I think, extends beyond just being here.
Absolutely. Oh,
so I need to get that piece now.
I love that. Yeah,
because it'll remind me of being here and talking about it.
I love it. So here at Havenlight, we believe that everyone has their own unique version of Jesus. What does he look like, sound like, feel like to you? And so I wanted to ask you, who do you feel like your Jesus is?
All right, this is kind of a tough question, I think, for people to ask because it really makes us stop and think.
Yeah.
It's very thought-provoking. Jesus, to me, is love. I always think of the scripture, greater love hath no man than this, and he laid down his life for his friends. So the fact that he laid down his life for me, he's always love to me. There's comfort. I also feel a friendship. I don't have to be honest, I don't have this major image of what he would look like. I actually pick a lot of art where he's on the profile or like Peace Be Still.
Yes.
He's just walking. I love seeing at the last event I was at all these different artists, like interpretations of him. There's one with Dan Wilson. Is that his name?
Yep.
He's looking up.
Yes.
And I don't know the title of that. Look to God and Live. I love that because I feel like a lot of times in life when things get overwhelming or burdensome, looking up is the way to go.
Yes.
And so it's neat, like when you are like looking through catalogs online, like I have a few friends looking at the Mother's Day catalog right now. I just tell them, like, really find the one that speaks to you.
Yeah.
Because that's why it's a good question. It's like, who is your Jesus? Because one girl loves him walking in this field of beautiful flowers.
Yes.
Because that's their peaceful Jesus to them. And then some of them like to see the pain, the struggle, or just the kind eyes. Like there's some artists that have just really nailed this beautiful Christ-like kind eyes. So I love that, look at all these people's versions of it.
Yeah,
so it's like
amazing.
there's no wrong way to view him, and you can like a lot of the different ones.
Yes, absolutely. I know, and I do like the ones, like you said, that are facing like to the side or back where you really can just
that's why the one looking
vision
up,
it however you want it to be.
His new one is Dan Wilson's new Ascension.
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful in person.
Yes.
I mean, it's one thing to look at it online, but if people can get there in person, wow. I know you guys are doing
So
like
good.
the Costco
Roadshows,
shows. That is such a great, like if you are a young newlywed and you're just starting your art collection, start there.
Yeah.
Get a piece. And I love that you guys have a variety of things like florals, mountainscapes, because your home needs art for every room. You can't just put Jesus everywhere. Sorry, guys. You can't put Jesus in every room. Sometimes you need just the beautiful floral print in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Or like a beautiful mountain scene in a kid's room or down in the basement or something. So get a variety and just get what speaks to you. But that's a great place to start is to get a piece from like the Costco show or something and just start somewhere and keep collecting because you need lots of art.
Lots of art.
Yeah. Walls are not good empty. They need to be, that's that last layer of decorating.
Adding color, too, to your home.
Yes.
It's like, color just brings happiness.
Well, and you know what's interesting? I read a statistic lately that I thought was interesting. 73%, they said your anxiety, depression, and stress reduces 73% when you're looking at art.
That's amazing.
I'm like, wow, did we know that it actually can reduce our stress? I did not know that.
I mean, if we all knew that, we would have art everywhere.
Yes. So basically, you need art everywhere. But it is actually, there is a physical benefit to having it in your home.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not just pretty to look at. It's not just a nice investment piece. It is actually good for the soul, literally.
One of the campaigns that we run is a picture of Christ in every child's room. And I think that kind of goes along with that because
I love that.
It's so important that our kids have that in their rooms to look to him as a role model or to just feel faith, hope,
okay, I
love from
love
him.
that. If you're a new mom, you should do that in all of your kids' rooms. And now that my kids, I have all grown adult children except one at home that's turning 16.
Yes.
So with that said, I could work on getting a Christ picture for each of their homes.
Yes, I love it.
Not their rooms.
Yeah.
I'm a little past due on that. But if you're a new mom, that's a cute. That is a cute tradition.
And letting your kids pick it is even better because
I love that.
I had my son pick his favorite picture and
which one did he pick?
Kids always lean towards young son Kim. I swear. I think it's the bright, colorful, fun. But
he
the great
uses
creator,
beautiful colors.
Yeah. Oh, it's so pretty.
I have his I Shall Not Want.
Yes.
And I love it because Christ is with all the sheep.
Yep.
And I love the, always looking for the one. We all know the story.
Yep.
But it has almost purple in the clouds, and I love purple.
Yes.
I have a little bit of purple in my home decor. So he uses, his is cheery and happy too.
It is. It's not I don't know, the
Yeah.
normal color scheme. You get like some really fun, vibrant.
Oh my gosh.
Things
And
like
now
that.
interesting to see what your child chooses.
Yeah. It's
Like
really
what
fun.
they need to see.
Mhm.
Maybe they need to see Jesus looking at them. Maybe they need to see. I love
it's
it.
so fun.
Oh,
So
that's a great thing. Well, now, so if you
Now
have
ask your kids.
if you have older children, getting a picture of Christ for their homes.
yes,
That'd be
I
a
love
fun.
that.
And I think it's a really good Mother's Day gift too, because moms love stuff like that. Like
Yes, that's
anything-
meaningful.
yeah.
and,
And if
it's
it's
pretty
from-
and it's for your home.
Yes,
So-
and anything from a kid, we'll treasure.
Yes,
We kept all of
absolutely.
your art that you drew for us. Why
Yeah.
not buy us like
yes,
good art? No, I'm just kidding.
I love it. I love it. That's so great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a
was so
pleasure
much
to
fun.
talk
It
to you.
was
So
fun.
much fun. We have our Mother's Day sale running right now. It's 25% off using code GIFTS for Mom. So everyone go get your piece of art for Mom, and she will
Yes.
love it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.